You know, I haven't done a video check-in with you guys in quite some time, and I apologize for that. I should be way more interactive with you guys. You guys appreciate the likes or the posts and you like them. And it's just, I'll be honest, I have not been calm or quiet. It's been steady. There's always something going on. There's always a project. But I think the big thing I want to highlight is, I see it on the internet. You guys see it too, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. The people out there slam this brand, right? And there's lots of reviews out there, right? This is better, a better torque, better whatever, right? I've been doing this for, geez, got to be 3 years now, easily 3 years. I have not had a tool breakdown using Ryobi. I have not. I have had a tool that needed to go for repair because I used it so much, I needed to have parts replaced. But it never broke down. It was still functioning. And that was the planer in particular. The planer itself, that is a workhorse. For the 300 bucks that it's an absolute workhorse. Absolute. It doesn't matter if it's a scrap piece of wood I'm fixing up, if it's pallet wood, or if it's, S4S lumber from Home Depot. It doesn't matter. That thing chews through, cleans things up real nice, makes things look real good. And in fact, I got a project right here that the wood was from Home Depot. I just don't like the factory finish on it. So I take it down to the size I want to work with. I mill it down and I make something out of it. So planer, bandsaw, no repairs. Drills, sanders, no issues. And table saw. I've even broken the throat plate and got another one. Still works. Like, these products are made to believe by some of the other influencers that they're going to fail on you. I have yet to see a failure. I've seen absolute work out of these tools, and sure, a throat plate breaks. It happens, right? It's not a zero clearance plate, so a piece of wood gets jammed in there, you're good. So what do? You have spare parts, right? Well, that's true of anything. It doesn't really matter what brand, what model. But the key I want to focus on here is when you look at a dollar figure and you look at, I've got a drill press back there, I've got the magnifying light shining and probably a little bit of a glimmer. I've got hammer drills, impact drills, half-inch drill, 3/8 drill. I got the little tiny pocket drill, right? You kind of put it away, and when you need it, you pull it out. It's really for IKEA furniture, right? Bandsaw, brad nailers, fans, table saw, compound miter saw, sliding compound, skill saw. These tools work hard. They take what I throw at them, they help me make whatever I'm making, and they just keep asking for more wood to chew. So I think if you're going to make the decision, whether you're using Ryobi, whether you're using any of the other brands, look at your pocketbook and whether it's sustainable in some of the other brands. Because I'll be honest, a drill for 68 bucks with a battery, maybe not a 4 amp hour battery, but I mean, Christmas is coming. You never know what kind of deals are going to happen. Things happen, right? But even this glue gun, this glue gun has seen so much glue. It's almost 3 years old. In fact, it's 3 years old. It still goes. I've got the mini glue gun. I've got two of these guys. It still goes. Look at it. It's even covered in dust. It doesn't matter. It functions. So look at your pocketbook, really at the end of the day, and say, you know what? If I wanted all these tools, let's quickly add these up, okay? 200 bucks, okay? Planer, 300 bucks. So we're at 500 bucks. Bandsaw, 200 bucks. Let's say maybe 300. I can't remember what it is. So you're at 800 bucks. Table saw, 300 bucks. We're at $1,100 and you have a shop. You have a table saw, bandsaw, planer, drill press. You have a wood shop now for 1,000 bucks. Okay? Add in there a miter saw. Well, 150 bucks. Sliding compound, get 150 bucks, 200 bucks, roughly, give or take, depending on the season. those are wired. So you don't even have to be committed to the battery format. You don't have to be committed to this. But if you are, well, we've got drills, right? The brand new paint sprayer. I mean, while it's not Ryobi, it still uses the same battery format. I can't wait to use that. I got skill saws. Like I said, drills, air inflators. Going in the summer, take out to the beach, the air inflator, same battery. Oh, tire's low on the car. No, there it is, right? Leaf blower, 18 volt, right? Snow blower, 40 volt. Lawnmower, 40 volt. The tools are working hard. So, you know, and if we add all that up, a snowblower was 800 bucks, right? That's what it lists as, right? Lawnmower was 4, I think it was. But look at it the other way, and at least this is my rationalization. If you're building a house, or you're, you know, you're in a particular trade where the ability to pay for those tools is there, then sure. I mean, do what you have to, right? If you're subject to peer pressure and you wouldn't want to show up with a green tool on the job site, if your confidence is knocked, okay, sure, whatever. But if you can put the screw in the same, if you can bore the same, if you can nail the same, why spend $2, $3, $4,000? Why? I'm curious more than anything. Why? If you can spend 1,500 bucks across the board, I bet you if I were to really sit down and look at today's prices, 1,500 bucks, I would have a brad nailer, bandsaw, planer, mitre saw, table saw, drill press, a couple drills, and some batteries. I got a shop. You can make anything with that. Of course, you add on to it, right? You have multiple drills for, you know, countersink or boring or pocket hole or whatever you're doing. But at the end of the day, the end product you make, the person potentially buying that product doesn't care. Doesn't care if it was cut on a Ryobi planer, or the engraving was done with the Ryobi rotary tool, which I also have, or you cleaned up the dust with the vacuum, whether it be the handheld one, whether it be the canister, doesn't matter. But your pocketbook and your ability to sustain the purchases needed, that's where you're going to highlight using these tools. And this is my opinion. I've been at this for now 3 years. I have got so much sawdust. I have made so much stuff. I have sold so much stuff. Nobody cares. The only person that cares is the person looking at you, judging you, whether you're using red, yellow, green, blue, black, whatever color, but it still works. So, you know, 3 years in, that's where we sit, right? Everything's working. We've added on things. We've expanded. I've got a sled for here. All stuff you make, all the jigs you make yourself, everything you do. The table behind me is an outfeed table, right? The point I'm getting to is, it doesn't matter. But after 3 years of watching everybody else go, well, you should have this series in this model, this line, and, you know, it does this, and it has an extra 100 foot-pounds of torque. I'm going to be honest. I built an entire deck, 20 by 14, with just this drill. That's not true. I did use my hammer drill. Actually, yeah, I did use the hammer. Actually, this isn't even my hammer. My hammer must be back on the shelf. I thought it was my hammer. Anyways, for my bolts for the handrail. Otherwise, it was just this guy. And this particular bit's for my pocket screws. So if I can do an entire deck fastening with just one drill, let alone 6 drills, because I don't like to change bits, the value is already there. It's the perception that you can't do the same thing. The perception is that you're not a professional. It's garbage. I'm going to be honest. This is my opinion. I've made shutters. I've made charcuterie boards. I made birdhouses. I've made squirrel houses. I made chess set, checker set. You know, some of it I posted, some of it I don't post. I've renovated my basement partially so that, you know, it's comfortable down there. It's not a finished basement, but it's been partially renovated. I've done all my home renovations using Ryobi Tools, period. No issues. So when you're looking at what tools to buy, really, look at what best bang for the buck. And and I'll be honest, if for $100 you can get 2 drills and some batteries, that is far easier and far more sustainable in the pocket. And if you're working to build a shop, then saying, oh, well, it's $250 for a pack. Why? Why? Just my thoughts. I thought it was important that after so many years of doing this, that I share my opinion. And well, I'm sure I'll get some, flag or flack or whatever you want to call it from any of the followers that are dedicated other brands. I don't care. I make good product. I have fun with the tools I have. I prefer green. I think it brightens up the shop compared to some of the other tools. I'm not missing any of the other tools. I see some of the other ones, and sure, it'd be great to have certain features and functions, but I haven't needed it. It'd be great to have, but so far I haven't needed it. And I think that's the question. If you need it and you can't get it in one line, well, okay, then go for that line. Or, and this might be taboo for you followers, what's wrong with having multiple brands? Maybe the majority of your workforce or family is green. But when you need a specific tool, like a heated coat, well, that might be Milwaukee, for example, right? But I noticed a lot of people walking around with Milwaukee felt tip pens like this. Well, I got one too. I noticed Milwaukee safety glasses. Well, I've got those too. Not missing out. In fact, I think I'm considered at the end of the rainbow with my tools. I'm lucky to have them. I'm lucky that they're functioning beyond my expectation, because I couldn't make any of the stuff I have if they were truly as poor a quality as some of the other people out there would have you believe. Sure, I could tie 2 drills together and spin them off and see which one wins. It's kind of wasteful, if you ask me. Sure, it's great for content, but, do we need to create more electronic waste? Probably not. Anyways, that's my rant. But ultimately, a check-in for you guys. Keep watching. Keep, liking my posts. I'll do better in trying to make more of these video feeds for you guys to watch. And if you want to know more about what we're doing or what I'm doing, I'll create more video. I sometimes forget to turn the camera on, and afterwards I realize I just took pictures. So, if you want to see the videos of what we're doing, I'll make some more. And as you've seen, I have adopted a tool that is not green. The latest ad is the CNC. If you're looking at getting a CNC, I do recommend it. I think there's an advantage to it. There's a learning curve. Excuse me. Woodworker's cough. There's a learning curve between the software, the hardware, the quality of the particular unit you purchase, and figuring out the bugs. And once you get that, I will say it's going to be a great addition to the shop. Until that point, I'm still working through it and still learning. But whatever tool you need, buy it. If it's green, fantastic. But don't let anyone think that just because it's green, it's bad, poor quality, poor performing. Like I said, 3 years, no issues. And some of these tools have dropped, and I'm talking more than 3 feet. No breaking, they're still functioning. And I think the one thing I will close out with is, I don't know about you, I've got big hands. And if something is laying down like this, it kind of frustrates the crap out of me. But when it's sitting up, and I can just reach for it, stick batteries are not old school. Stick batteries provide a function. The function is, when I need to grab my tool, I can wrap my hand around my tool because it's always ready for me. Can't say that about the other tools, especially when you look at how small the battery is compared to the top and it's always falling over. Do better. Go back to the stick batteries. There's nothing wrong with it, especially when you got to wrap your hand around your tool and get ready to penetrate some wood.